Okay, students, I hope you are all well and healthy and ready to learn new things. So, my name is Palak Patel. I am working in the Mahatma Gandhi Institute of Technical Education and Research Center, Navsari, in Civil Engineering Department. I am going to teach you the subject is Civil Engineering, Social and Global Impact. So, in this lecture, we will cover Introduction, Module 1. So in the previous lecture, we covered pre-industrial revolution, industrial revolution, agriculture revolution, IT revolution, and major civil engineering breakthrough. There are in this topic major civil engineering breakthrough. We discussed about self-healing concrete, right? Then after plastic road, then after kinetic footfall, kinetic road, then after concrete 3D printing. But some breakthrough are remaining, like automation and BIM, Building Information System. Right. So in this lecture, we will cover these two topics. So first of all is building information modeling. Okay, so what is building information modeling? Building information modeling is a process to create and manage computer based digital drawings and details for all structural, physical and functional space of a buildings functional space of the buildings, facilitating for decision for entire life cycle of the building. For entire life cycle of a building. So it's called the building information model. So in the BIM software, we can draw and details for understanding function of building, and same we can provide a space, same with same thing we can understand physical features of a building for entire life cycle, right? So in the building information modeling, we can plan, design, build, operate and maintain, right? And BIM, it's not only allow design and construction team to work more efficiently, but it allow them to capture the data they create during the process to benefit operations and maintenance activities. Right? So BIM software is not only for the design and construction. You can use building software for the maintenance and as well as operations, right? So uses of BIM. So first use is a plan. We can use building software for the planning. Plan means what? Inform project. Information project, which combining reality capture and the real world data to generate context models of the existing built and natural environment. Right? So use for the plan. Plan means what? Is inform project. It's information which combine with reality and real world, right? The second is design. So in the design phase, we can design an analysis and detailing, and then after documentation. These are important. Okay. In the plan, what we do, we just inform, we just collect information and combine this information with reality and the real world. And design means which we information we collected, this information will be analyzed, then after design, then retailing in the documentation, in document format. Then after design completed, we have to build, we are going to build fabrication, right? Which design is given, we are going to build by this design. Second is operate, last one is operate. Operate means what? Operations and maintenance of finished asset. We can control our working process, right? So these are the four uses of BIM. First is plan, second is design, third one is build, and fourth is operate, right? Then after advantages of BIM. Advantages is a better project coordination, efficient workflow, 3D visualization, resulting improved project outcomes, real-time monitoring and facility status. Positioning and navigation could also be realized by a BIM database, means GPS data. Positioning and navigation means GPS data. We can feed a GPS data in a BIM software. There is a BIM so many software we have. We will discuss which type of software we have. Okay, and automatically connected the maintenance database and come up with the relevant plan. Right. So this is the advantages of BIM. Second, adopted to conduct complicated modeling. Sharing and collaborating with model is easier than with drawing sets. Reduction and elimination of low value and no value tasks. Okay. So these are the advantages of BIM. You have to remember this advantages of BIM because this question can be asked in any exam. So right now we have some BIM software, like first one is Revit. Revit is a for planning software which used for the plan. Second is BIM 360. Third one is BIM 360 design. This is design software, BIM 360 design, AutoCAD and Civil 3D. These are this called BIM software, right? The second topic is automation. Automation in construction. So automation means is a technique, method or system. Remember the words. Automation is a first word is a technique. Second is method and third is a system of operating or controlling. Technique, method or system of operating or controlling a process by a highly automatic means as by electronic devices. Use of control systems. Use of control system and information technologies. Information technologies. Reducing human interaction is to minimum. Human integration to a minimum. So in the simple word, I can say automation means a simple, I can say it's a machine, right? So by using of machine techniques, machine method and some system, we can control and operate a process control and operate a process without using maximum human efforts, right? So it's called machine. Simple. Automation is a simple language. It's called machine. The robotics is called automation. This definition is so complicated, but simply think in the mind that is automation is a machine or robot, right? So in the construction, we use the machines right here. Okay, we have machines which use in the construction, like mixer machines. So this is called automation. But imagine mixer machine can collect cement by themselves, mix with the aggregate, sand and water by themselves. They did not need any human interaction. So it's called automation, improvisation. This type of thing is called automation, right? Okay, automation can be defined as the appropriate use of machines, electronic devices and computer software for the construction work to increase the productivity of the construction project, reduce the duration and laborious work, and increase the construction safety. Right? Simple. There is these words are so disturbing. These words are so confusing. Just remember one thing: automation means machine or robotics. Right? Okay. There's a need for automation in construction. Why we need it here? Why we need? For perform a risky and dangerous work. Okay. Need means why we want to automation in construction, because we have to perform some risky and dangerous work. Okay. Then after some project is work by unskilled labor, shortage of skilled labor, shortage of skilled labor. Use of automation techniques in will result in a less used labors, less cost of project, early time of completion, and increase the quality and productivity of construction of work. Okay. If we use automation technique, they require less labor. Cost of project will be reduced because project is completed in limited time. Right? Increase the quality and productivity. So these are the benefit of the automation. Now automation can be classified in two ways. For the construction, we have a site level and industrial level. Two methods. First at a site level, second at industrial level. First discuss about site level. How we can use the site level. The product of construction are much more complex and ill structured. Design of the construction product and the process to build it by individually adapted in each case. Machine design must be sturdy and robust, accounting for extreme of weather, dust and unaccepted forces. So imagine there is a robot machine work at the site level. Okay. So one was machine work for the wall, one automation work for the column. They need collaboration, right? So which automation machine, which robot is used for the constructed column and beam? This robot will not use for the wall construction. So it will be increase cost because we require more and more automation, more and more machines. We require separate machine for the wall construction. We require separate machine for the beam and column construction. We require separate machine for the bar bending. Right? These machines will increase the cost. Then, and we need a specialized skilled person which can control this also automation, control this machine, because they require feed data at every single bit. Because at the site, the beam size, column size, wall size, everything will be changed. Quantity will be changed. So in this changing mechanism, we need feed the data at every single bit of the time. So at that time, we require skilled person which can understand what is automation and how to use this machine. And sometimes we unaccepted forces means sometimes we work on the some site and unnecessary weather weather change every time. This type of automation will be for the difficult for the automation. Right? So these are the problem at the site level. Same thing for the industrial level. How industrial level? Industrial level we use a prefabrication structure. Prefabrication structure. We discussed earlier there is a modular construction. Modular construction. Our part of the building is constructed at different area, different industry. Then they transfer at a site. So at the industrial level, we can use automation because their size is fixed. Size is fixed, dimension is fixed, material is fixed, material quantity, quality, all the things are fixed because it's at industrial level. Okay. Imagine industrial level, one machine is used for the constructed a wall and second machine is used for the constructed a column. If one machine completed their work, then after it complete on the other part, start work on the other part, right? So only single bit of machine can construct your whole block of the building. So industrial level is too easy to adopt automation, but at the site level is little bit difficult. Then after advantages of automation, first is higher safety for the workers, uniform quality work, higher accuracy work, improve work environment, eliminating noise, increasing productivity and reduce cost. These are the advantages of automation. Disadvantages is unemployment. Imagine unemployment. Imagine there is a machine work at a site. One machine work at a site. And this work we require 10 laborers at a time. And one machine complete that work. Means 10 people are become unemployed. 10 people are unemployed. So unemployment will be increased because of use of automation. Drained from the country. Why? Because these automation machines are not sorry, are not constructed in India. So we have to require a transport from the other country. So we require money there. Drain from country means money will be flow from the India other country. It's called a drain. Right. Require higher capital cost for the automation, for the robotics, for the machine. We require so much money. Capital cost, so much money. Skilled and expert required. skilled and expert. Untrained worker cannot be employed. 10 labors are not available. So these all 3 points are connected each other. We require skilled labor, right? And it's not available. Expert labor are not available. And untrained laborers are not unemployed, are not to be employed. Simple logic, right? Then after problem in automation, these are the disadvantages. Now we have some problem like high cost, limited resources, automation technology are expensive to update and maintenance. Imagine you buy one machine, then after this update version is available, then after more update version is available, so your machine, your robot will be outdated, right? Automation technology are unavailable locally or difficult to acquire. Low technological knowledge to worker. So these are the problem in automation. Now where we can use this? Where we can use the application of automation in construction? We can use precast concrete industry. Precast concrete industry. I told you there is an industry we can use automation easily. Because product quality is not changing, product dimension is not changing, so at that time we can use automation there. Then after robotics in concrete work, we can use floor finish, right? On the construction side, we can use self-driving machine. For the masonry, we can use 100 feet per hours. We can use a machine. Then after timber construction, steel components, drones, and demolition work. So this type of functions we can use automation, right? For the masonry work, we can use automation. But imagine there is a one machine is doing masonry. This machine cannot use for the foundation. Okay. Which machine used for the construction masonry? This machine is not used for the plastering work. Same thing, if one machine used for timber construction, then this machine cannot use for the steel components. Drone are the different, demolition work are the different. Right? Then after changing construction industry's future, means construction industry future will be changed by this component: market, sustainability, society, and politics. Discuss it, how market and customer change. There is an industry, imagine, must identify how emerging and developing market, because market need all the new technologies every time. Customer require every new things, right? Then after we require technology advantages. So technology is required because customer required technology. Customer required new things, right? So this requirement, this demand, customer demand will change a construction industry, right? Same thing for the market. If market gives the supply for some technology, market gives some supply for the technology, this thing will be changing construction industry. Sustainability is requirement because sustainability is connected with the environment. Sustainability is connected with the environment. So sustainability means what? We will discuss in the next lecture what is sustainability. Just understand this thing. Sustainability means, simple word I can say, save environment. Simple word. Sustainability, in a one word I can say, save environment. It is a definition too heavy. We will discuss in the next lecture. This lecture just understand how sustainability will change construction industry. Okay. So sustainability means what? Save the environment for the future. If we go construct something and this thing will be damaged environment, we have to provide some safety for the environment, right? Okay. So this sustainability word, this save environment, this will change the construction industry because this required recycling raw material, you optimizing sources, reduce amount of waste, right? So these are the demand for the sustainability work. So this demand is increasing, changing construction industry. This will change the construction industry because new material will be invented. Then after social and workforce trends, workforce, big population, workforce means population. Population increasing, this needs to boost affordable housing in urban areas. If population keep growing, at that time, we require affordable housing, right? Affordable. Remember the word affordable housing. If we cannot provide this affordable housing, then think this will increase slum. Okay. So these are the workforce trends. Means a population increasing, we require affordable housing, and affordable housing will increase construction industry demand, and this demand will change construction industry. Right? Second is political and regulatory trends. Political challenges, regulation, bureaucracy, and corruption. Political and regulatory trends. I hope you heard the name Indian Standard. What is the Indian Standard? Indian Standard is one type of regulator which standardize the construction process. If political changes this thing, if Indian Standard code is changed, that means method will be changed, material will be changed. And this change in the regulatory, it will be changing construction industry method, material, and every single bit. Right? Now we have some internal challenges for the construction industry. Lack of innovation. We cannot improve anything. We must be improved in the construction industry. We has to improve, right? Insufficient knowledge, weak project monitoring, little cross function, little collaboration, conservative company, shortage of young talent. So these are the challenges for the construction industry in India. I missed the word internal challenge of the construction industry in India. So these are the challenges we have to solve these problems. Right? Now here is some practice question. The first is, what is beam? What is beam? And write down the uses of beam and its benefits. Uses of beam and its benefit. Second is define automation. Write the needs for the automation in construction and classified it. Okay. Practice question here. just practice it, write it down, try to solve it. Okay, in this both question there is only definition is required. Then after, in this first we write down the uses, and second we write out the needs. Not try to write down the advantages and disadvantages. What the ask in the question, just write down these things. Okay. Failure is just simply the opportunity to begin again, this time more intelligently. बहुत अच्छी लाइन है। फेल होने के बाद कभी हार नहीं माननी चाहिए, क्योंकि आपको एक मौका मिल रहा है यार। अच्छा, आप जब फेल होते हो तब आप क्या करते हो फेलियर के साथ? मोस्ट ऑफ लोग भूल जाते हैं उसे, अपनी फेलियर हुआ मतलब गलती हुई, चलो फॉरगेट इट, राइट, फॉरगेट करते हैं। कुछ मुझसे ये सोचते हैं कि चलो हो गया, अब इस पे क्या करना है, कुछ नहीं करना है, गिव अप। सेकंड, उसे याद रखते हैं, यार मैंने ये गलती की थी, रिमेंबर। रिमेंबर। एंड कुछ लोग उससे सीख जाते हैं, लर्न कर लेते हैं। अब इन चार में से आप क्या करते हो जब आप फेल होते हो? जब आप फेल होते हो तब आप क्या करते हो? फेल होने का रीज़न बहुत सारे हो सकते हैं, लेकिन आपको उसे एनालिसिस करना है कि आपके फेल का आपकी फेल होने की वजह क्या थी, ऐसी क्या गलती हो गई कि आप फेल हो गए। तो जो गलती की है उसे सीख लो, और सेकंड टाइम उसके लिए तैयार हो जाओ इंटेलिजेंटली। वरना फेलियर होने के बाद अगर आपने गिव अप किया ना, तो कभी राइज अप नहीं करोगे, राइट। ओके, तो ये फेलियर को अपनी लाइफ में इम्प्लीमेंट करो, फेल होने से डरो मत, क्योंकि अगर आप फेल हो गए तो ट्राई नहीं करोगे, ट्राई नहीं करोगे तो फेल कैसे होगे? ओके, ट्राई नहीं करो तो एक्सपीरियंस कैसे आएगा, पता कैसे चलेगा आपकी कैपेसिटी क्या है, राइट। ओके, सो आज के लिए बस इतना ही। टिल देन, in the next lecture we will discuss about, I think, ecosystem or many more things. Okay, ecosystem and sustainability. In the next lecture we will discuss this topic. Ecosystem and sustainability are not too very hard, it's so simple, we can understand easily. Till then, goodbye and take care.